Hey everybody, Doug here again for another golf tip for you. Once again, we're at beautiful Pebblebrook Golf Course in Greenbrier, Tennessee on the 14th hole. And today we're going to talk about the kinematic sequence. What's the kinematic sequence, you ask? Okay, so if I was to ask you what all the great golfers in the world have in common, you might say, well, it's because they drive the ball a great distance, or, oh my goodness, that putting is amazing. But really what it comes down to is they all have great kinematic sequence. In fact, I heard a story not too long ago that of all the professional golfers out there, there is only one who does not have a correct kinematic sequence out of all of them. And you know, he's won a couple of tournaments, it's true, but he certainly is not in the top tier of professional golfers out there. So today we're going to talk about the kinematic sequence. So what is the kinematic sequence? What exactly is this KS? Well, all good athletes have it in common. Doesn't matter if you're a golfer or a hockey player. You ever see a hockey player, how they skate so effortlessly, how their crossovers create so much power as they're coming out of the corner? It's because it seems slow, but it's generating so much power when they come out of it. All right, so what are we looking at? So the Earth essentially is pushing up all the time. There's gravity working against us. It's like when you take a ball and you bounce a ball on the ground. The ball bounces and comes back to you, but there's power generated up through that ball, and that power is coming up from the Earth's surface. So we need to be able to generate that power through our swing so that we can go ahead and generate the kind of power and speed that we want. And the sequence is set. You can't deviate from it. When you're looking at it, it basically starts from the ground up. We're trying to generate that power down onto the ground so that the power comes up through our body, right out to the tip of the club and striking the ball. But if it starts from the ground up, it starts really with the knees and our lower extremes. As we come back on the backswing and we bring the club back, you can see how the first thing to go is really our lower body. You've got the knees that are kind of moving forward, and they're moving forward. It's a very slight motion though. You can't really see it with the naked eye. It's generated through the swing. So it starts with that lower body right there. And once that lower body kind of moves forward, we then get a bit of twist in the trunk. So we're moving up through the body. So you got the lower body comes through, the trunk then twists, and once the trunk twists, it's got to go somewhere. So when you come up on the backswing and you're coming up, and then you start to move forward and you start to get that twist, it then goes into your arms. And once it's in your arms, we can push it down to the club and generate the kind of speed that is going to strike the ball. The sequence is set though. If you're out of sequence, you're not going to get a good swing out of it. You can only imagine how it would go. Imagine if I brought the club back, and when I come back, if I tried to twist first. If I try to twist first, I will generate no power through the club. I have to be able to start with the lower extremes, twist, arms, club. So it starts bottom, trunk, arms, and then club. And if you're the kind of golfer that has an errant shot every once in a while, you know, maybe you're a slicer. How is that slice coming into effect? Well, it could be that you're just not generating the sequence properly. Perhaps you're bringing the club back, and when you bring the club back, you're getting that lower body motion, but you're not getting enough twist in your torso. You're just not getting enough twist to come through, which if you don't get enough twist, the club will not generate the kind of club face angle that you want, forcing a slice. Or maybe you're a former athlete that had a bunch of knee problems. And when you get those knee problems and you bring the club back, now you want to go ahead and generate that lower body motion, but you're generating too much lower body motion because you got this wobbly kind of knee over here. Maybe you got that trick knee from when you were playing football in high school. So you wind up putting too much lower body motion. And when you do, you can't catch up quick enough with the torso. And then the arms will do nothing but strike the ball errantly and force a hook. So if you've got a small problem like that, a slice or a hook, it could be just that your kinematic sequence needs a slight adjustment. Not talking about revamping the entire thing. Talking about adding a little bit more twist or perhaps a little bit less wobbly knees. You don't want that either. You got to think of it in this perspective. Imagine, you're looking at the professional golfer and he's slow on the swing. He looks like he's not really doing very much to generate power, but he's slow and he's smooth. And then all of a sudden that club comes out and just strikes that ball, and he's getting nothing but distance out of it. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. If we go ahead and go at it slow and we isolate those movements, we can go ahead and generate power through our swing. So again, not really visible to the naked eye. You're not going to just be able to see it next to your buddy on the course. But if you slow it down, you'll be able to see it. Watch golfers on TV. When you're sitting there watching professional golfers on TV, Ryder Cups this weekend, and you're watching them, watch how their body is just so fluid when it comes through. But they generate so much power in that club. Again, it's the kinematic sequence. So once again, the power is generated up from the earth, and then we're able to transfer it through our body, because our body is just one big conduit, and we're able to whip that club around and put power. You got the club that comes back, and then we want to get that good lateral motion in the hips after the knees have kind of taken effect. So you get that lateral motion, and then we want to follow it up finally with a vertical motion to go ahead and lift that ball out. So again, the kinematic sequence controls everything. You have to be able to isolate that, and you have to be able to go slow with that kinematic sequence and be able to generate that power through the club. It's what sets professional golfers apart from the rest of the world. And if you're sitting there as an amateur golfer and you're wondering, man, I just can't seem to kill this slice, or I don't understand why am I hooking, it's probably a piece that you just need to isolate and work on that. Maybe that extra twist in the trunk, maybe a little bit less motion in the knees, just a good smooth trigger. One other thing to keep in mind, you want to be tall at impact, right? You want to be good and tall. You don't want to be all short up on the ball. You want to be tall at impact so that you can get the most power going throughout your body. I appreciate everybody listening today. Again, coming from beautiful Greenbrier, Tennessee at the Pebblebrook Golf Course, I'm Doug, and I'll be back again with a tip soon.